I want to come on here and let you guys know that it seems like I'm always really positive about things. I'm always like, yeah, right, we're going to make it, we're going to do this and that. Like, I love the daily effort, and I do. I love this pursuit, and I'm so grateful to be in the position that I'm in, and I'm so grateful that Allah has paved a path for me to be independent and be able to encourage others with my words and be able to provide for my family more and be able to tap into my higher self. But this journey of business and this journey of progression and this journey of life is not easy. It's really, really not easy. And sometimes, like, I feel like my whole world is tearing apart. Like, one day everything's going perfect, you start gaining momentum, then you get like these little insurmountable obstacles, and then you're like, am I ever gonna get past this? Or am I ever gonna succeed? And this can all happen like in the space of one day. Like, I can start my day well, I can, by noon, I'm like, what's going on? Then I fix the problem by lunch, by the late afternoon, and then by the evening I'm stressing again, thinking, oh, everything's going wrong. It was the same way with my sales agency, but even more now. And our success and our gratification comes from steering the path that we've chosen on, staying on the path that we've chosen, not chopping and changing, not becoming the one that quits when things get hard. Because without this mental turmoil and without things feeling like that's uncertainty, you wouldn't have the strength to succeed. Because the problems that we have now, whether you're just starting your entrepreneurial journey, whether you've already made good money, or whether you're at the top, they're all preparing you to get on to the next level, to be able to step into that highest form of your life. Because the further you go along your journey, the more obstacles you're going to have to surpass. You might have lawsuits, you're going to have family to provide for, more people are going to be dependent on you, your kids are going to be dependent on you, your wife or wives, all of these things. To go on this path of entrepreneurship, you've chosen to go against the grain. So you can't expect this stress-free life that everyone else has seemingly got. Now, our problems and the magnitude of our problems are very different to that of the normal working man. Because the normal working man, his problems are, he doesn't know if he has enough money to do whatever he wants to do. He's kind of constrained. And our problems is that we're setting our goals so high, and what it takes to actually become that man, you have to go through so many trials and so many tests, and you have to be forged in fire and forged in pain to actually attain the heights of things. Otherwise, everyone would do it. Whereas the working man, he gets that comfort, he gets that balance, he knows where his next paycheck is coming from, and he gets to give more time to people around him. But is the quality of that worth it? This is what I always think. Like, I'll never quit. I'll never ever quit. But sometimes I think, would life be easier if I just walked the path that is already set out for me, that everyone else seemingly walks with ease? But I can't even entertain those thoughts for longer than like a few seconds. Because this is the path we've chosen, brothers. This is the path we've chosen. We've chosen the hardship. We've chosen to test ourselves every day. We've chosen to become the best man we can be in the eyes of God. And something I struggle with a lot is living up to this perfect image. Like, I'm not a perfect Muslim. Like, sometimes I'll use like backtracks in my videos. I don't know if it's halal or haram. I feel like the message I'm putting out there is beneficial. And I don't want to displease God. I'm not a perfect guy. Like, we're all sinners. But it's about being the best that you can be. And I think Allah will reward your efforts in seeing how far you've come, because Last year, I feel like I didn't really have that many I did have morals and I still prayed, but I sacrificed my whole soul to run my sales agency. And my connection with Allah wasn't great. And I catch myself saying stuff like this, and then I'll notice when I'm praying, my focus isn't 100%, and it should be. And this is the paradox we go through. It's talking from advice from what you know is right, and it's a Solomon's paradox, but sometimes it's hard to even take that advice yourself. But a lot of what we go through is going to be a reminder to self. The more that you learn the lessons and forge yourself along the way, the more that you can walk the path for everyone else that looks up to you, for everyone else that can be inspired by you, your kids, the people around you, the people you want to show up for. And that's why you do the things that you want to do, because you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be completely squeaky clean. All of us are sinners. All of us go through mental battles. All of us go through that fight every day to become the highest version of ourselves. And it's never going to be sunshine and rainbows, otherwise it wouldn't be worth it. It's never going to be this path where it's just bliss, because that's not what this world is for. That's what the afterlife is for. That's what Jannah's for, inshallah, and I hope we all make it. But we asked for this. We asked for the struggle. We asked for the torment. We asked for uncertainty as people going against the grain. So it doesn't matter where you're at. You need to be prepared for that. You need to be willing to sail the ship not knowing if you're actually going to reach a destination. Because it's only your belief anchor that will allow you to reach your destination. When you ask God for these goals that you want to achieve, you want hundreds of millions, you want to be in the best shape, you want to be a role model, you want to be influential, you want to be respected. These things come at a cost. They come at the cost of a piece of your soul. You can't ask something of the world before sacrificing a piece of your soul in the form of effort. But the more bits that you sacrifice every day, the more you sacrifice the time, the money, the sleep that you don't want to do. You want things to be comfortable because that's our natural innate human nature. But the more you go against the desires of your flesh and actually show that you're willing, this is what I'm willing to give up to reach my goals. This is what I'm willing to do every day to reach my goals. This is who I'm willing to become to reach my goals. That's what makes that success a bit more sweeter. Why aren't you trying harder? Why aren't you sacrificing more? Why aren't you developing that mental fortitude within yourself? Why do you think it's supposed to be easy? Every action film that you've watched, the character or the hero, they've gone through the battles that you're going through right now. They've gone through the periods of doubt. They've wondered if it's even going to work. They've wondered if all of their sacrifice is going to be in vain. And that's what makes you root for him. That's what makes you think, oh, I really want him to win. So why can't you be that cheerleader for yourself when you're the only person that truly matters in your universe? You're the only person that can make that lasting impact for everyone around you, for everyone that looks up to you, for everyone that's turning their face, looking at you, wondering, is it going to work? Is he going to make it? How good is life going to be once he makes it? Everyone is counting on you, and you can't make that sacrifice right now because things are getting hard. Now you want to take a few days off. Now you want to revert to your old bad habits because the going got tough. That is disgusting, brother. And you know you're worth so much more. And it's this inaction that keeps you from becoming your highest self. You don't have time to sit there for days wondering about your next move. Because the only way we actually make progress and strides towards our highest self is through the daily action, the imperfect action, not knowing if the work we're doing today is going to feed us tomorrow. And that's the beauty of this whole process. Because we're not supposed to know. God is the only one that knows. And he gives you these trials and he gives you these tests to determine your character and to determine your fate, who you're going to be. Because it's not it's not about how you're going to get there. It's about who you're going to become that man. And so many others have walked the path ahead of you, all in their own each unique ways. And the ones that have succeeded are the ones that have gone through the most sacrifice. I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand and say, it's not going to be that hard. Yeah, you can get whatever you want by just putting in minimal work. You have to put in even more work than you think is possible. You have to sacrifice all the things that you love. But through that, you find new things that you love. I loved going and doing drugs. I loved sleeping in late. I loved having freedom over my routine, which really just meant no routine. But the more I got rid of these things, I found passion in things that I now love. I love waking up at 4 a.m. I love going and doing my morning cardio. I love training and eating well. I love being able to provide for my family. I love the daily effort, even when I don't know what's happening, even when I'm trying something that I've not done before, even when I'm testing the limits of what I thought I was capable of, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I find pleasure in that once it's done, or once I've got the ball rolling, because I'm testing myself. I'm testing what I can actually achieve. I'm testing who I can actually become. And I get the same doubts that you get. I get the same desires popping up. I see the goals on Instagram. I see the distractions pop up. I see this person getting married. I see this person in the Ferrari. I see this person doing all of that. And it infuriates me. And it makes me think, would life be simpler if I just did what they're doing? Should I just chop and change? Is everyone going to be right that I'm not going to become my highest self? And the only way I overcome these mental flipping battles, this devil attacking me in my own mind, is by taking more action. Because that's the one indicator towards our success. That's the only thing that's going to help us steer the course when everything else seems futile. That's the only thing that allows us to tap into our highest selves. And no one said this stuff was going to be easy. Everyone said it's going to be hard, and that's why everyone looks at you with doubt. And that's why those people watch you. That's why when you steered on this path, those people from your hometown, those people you grew up with, those people you've worked with, and you've decided to go a different way, that's why they watch you like there's no tomorrow. Because they can't fathom in their own mind that if you succeed, you completely break their paradigms. If you when you succeed, you make them realize their own inadequacies. You make their failure inexcusable. So keep this in mind. There's people watching you, and there's people counting on you. And it's not just the people that want to see you win, it's also the people that want to see you fail. And they're betting against you tapping into your highest self. They're betting on you giving up when the going gets tough. Are you going to let them win? Are you going to let them take away from your sacrifice? Are you going to let them impede you from becoming your highest self? You weren't meant to do that, brother. God put this vision and dreams in your heart for a reason. Your mind wouldn't desire it if you couldn't achieve it. So everything you're going through right now is a test. Even if you've slipped, even if you've fallen back into the bad things, you can dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, and get back in the game. Because so many people have fallen off from where you are right now. So many people have decided to call it quits because they don't have the strength that you have. They don't have the capability that you have. They haven't got the fortitude that you have, and they will never achieve the dreams that you've set out for yourself, because those are your dreams and you're the one capable of achieving them. All of the prophets were given a mission. All of the prophets were given this destiny. All of the prophets had to go through what you've gone through and worse, ostracized by their own people. Every single messenger was put through trials. Every single messenger was rejected by their own people. Imagine that. So you're destined to be rejected by your own people as well. And if you're not, you're probably not doing something that's worth doing. Take on the pain, take on the criticism, take on the comparison. And understand that your effort will not go in vain. Your sacrifice will not go in vain if you just steer the course that you've been working on for so long. And I'd visualize that man that you're going to become, and visualize that how the fruits of your labor are going to pay off. And they will pay off, brother. And they will pay off. But it comes through putting in that sacrifice daily. It comes through having those times of mental fortitude. Yesterday, I had almost a breakdown in my room. I was like, fuck, what the fuck, what the... And it just prompted me to invest back into myself. I just paid for more mentorship just to help me solve my problem. Because whereas last year I used to just spend all my money on trying to look rich or trying to look like I'm the man, now I'm actually trying to become the man. I've spent like 10k over the past few months on mentorship and coaching and courses, and just trying to brushing myself up and education, and these are the things I know will carry me forward. And it's a different season we're going through right now, but our sacrifice will not be in vain. As long as you get your priorities in check, and then you can have the fruits of what you want. You can have the material things. The material things mean nothing without your level of self-development. The self-development is what's going to take you towards your success. The self-development is what's going to give you that gratification. And it's the self-development that's going to help you tap into your ideal self. So you need to choose now, brother. Do you want to be bitter, or do you want to be better? I know you want to be better. I know you can't collapse back into the things that kept you back from your potential for so long. You can't let days and weeks pass by doubting your potential and letting that steer you from the course. You need to come back stronger. You need to embrace these challenges head on, because all it is a signifier that you're going in the right direction. Don't let these things weaken you. Don't let these things deter you. These are the things that are going to craft you into who you are. These things are going to be the determiner of your success. I love you, boys. Don't let your sacrifice go in vain. Don't let yourself have to walk the path that the 99% have done because they gave up on their dreams. You're more than capable of achieving yours. You're more than capable of becoming your highest self. You're more than capable of becoming that role model. But it all starts with a development. You're going to become an accessory. The money's going to become an accessory to you. The money becomes an accessory to your character, your traits. The way you're going to shape the world is going to be immeasurable. As long as you stay true to God. We're not supposed to be perfect. We can try and be perfect and live in the vision of our prophets every day. It's about making that effort, making those strides every day, keeping God at the forefront of your decisions. And naturally, He puts that blessing in for you as well. I'm going to be a better man. I'm going to try to really focus on my relationship with Allah. Inshallah, He puts more barakah in what I do. He's given me these trials. He's given me these tests to become the man that I've been asking to become. And that's all. That's all it's about. You'll never exceed your level of self-development. And none of your sacrifices will go in vain. Keep pushing, boys.